Salute, 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 peace and power, peace and power, peace and power to the people that struggle. Peace and power to the people who struggle. What's good, what's good, what's good? Oh, hold up. Almost didn't put the charger in. Yeah, peace and power. I thank the universal truth and the absolute laws of nature for guiding me, protecting me, and giving me the strength to endure the imperfect. I shall attack with vigor, making progressive moves. A divine mind knows, a divine mind shows. All things work in divine order. All things work in divine order. All things work in divine order. Peace and power to the people that struggle. As you come on in, know that this is a safe space. Know that this is a space for learning and getting learned up. Know that this is a space for educating and being educated. Know that this is a space for conversation, comments and concerns, for dialogue. This is a space of intelligence, a space of integrity. This is your space, a space of love, a space of knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, love, hella right, a space of questions. Masters, a space of justice, a space where we are working on a united path towards what? True liberation. As my classroom assistants come on in, please keep all contact information in the chat for the duration and throughout the class. Please keep all funding information, funding hashtags, green screens, apps with cash, pals that pay, unions that are Western, grams with money, red cups, blue cups, squeegee man pockets, the pastor's pockets, the charitable ring of jingle bells, big red buckets, collection plates and all that. God diggity dog, it's a war going on outside. The Hummer Fund. It's a war going on outside. Fund the war effort. If you or anybody you know is in need of anger management, please book an assessment. Don't wait until it's too late. Don't wait until you already got the taste of the mace. Don't wait until you laying on the concrete, chest down, arms back, cuffed up. It's too late. Don't wait until you're in front of the judge already. Don't wait until the kids can't stand you no more. Book an assessment, man. Get your anger in order. Nehemiah Washington, much appreciation for funding the war effort early. If you or anybody you know is in need of a domestic violence intervention, book an assessment. Don't wait until it's too late. Please stop sending each other outside arm slings and things. Stop sending each other outside with sirloin steaks on your eye, speed knots and busted lips. Please get yourselves together. Okay, stop having the local authorities know who y'all are. Get yourselves some help. If you or anybody you know is in need of an intimate relationship abuse counseling, intimate relationship, your mail carrier, your boss, your employee, damn it, your bishop, your pastor, damn it, your students, man, people who work in your nonprofit, your neighborhood, your neighborhood alcoholic. Book an assessment. Learn the warning signs, the behaviors that should alarm you, characters and characteristics that should heighten your awareness, past traumas, events, people, man, things that should have you on 1000% alert. Remember, with this information, the life that you save could be your own. What it do, piece of power. Sunday night and it's lit. Sunday night, we here. I'm here. You here. Yeah. I'm here, you here, and I'm glad you here. That's right. I'm glad y'all tucked in, nice and warm and cozy. But put your little tweeds away so you can pay attention. Twist up and cap up that little wild Irish rose that you've been sipping on all day. Yeah, turn that around. Put it down. Tell the kids, come on. And let's see who we got to tag. Who's coming to class tonight? Yeah. Somebody tag T47. T47, bring your ass to class. Molly. Much appreciation for funding the war effort. Somebody tag T47 in the White House staff. And the FBI. Tag them. They got some explaining to do, and I don't know why they trying to ignore, but we not going to ignore this. Black folk, we cannot ignore it. We on our Glenn Close. I will not be ignored. We on our Glenn Close tonight. Somebody tag T47 and Billy Jeff. Yeah, Bill Clinton, come on down. Boy, y'all got some explaining to do. Tag them. Somebody tag black women, all black women front and center. Tag them, tell them to come on to class. Black men, y'all need to be here too, because yeah, I don't like how y'all moving. Y'all acting like some real suckers. So come on down. We not in the business of compromising who we are for no box. Okay, y'all been acting real suspect. Time to get some damn spine up in your back. Let's go. Black men, come to class. Cedric the entertainer, you like to play around. You like jokey jokes. Bring your chubby ass to class. Let's go, Cedric the entertainer. Come on. Yeah, Vivica, Lisa Ray, and all of the older cougars, the more mature, the vintage women. Bring y'all pussy hoarding ass to class. Yeah, y'all the hoarders. That don't do you no good. Yeah, bring your ass to class. Scarlett, Clarissa, we know y'all the same person. Ain't no different. Scarlett, Clarissa, Christian Rock, bring y'all ass to class. Yeah, we going in tonight. Yeah, we going in tonight. Come on down. Come on down. Yes, now let's see who's in class. What classmates is up in class? Tag your classmates, y'all. Look at this shit. That's Fro. God damn it, #1 in class. And Andrea Jones, second. Ooh, and Charles is third. Damn it, 1, 2, 3. Look at that. Y'all take Mr. Strictly Game. LA's in the building. We got the hood in the building. Tierra Green the Youngin is up in here. A Wood, Detroit. Yeah. Ooh, we got Cuckoo the Back of Bows. The Grustler, the Global Hustler. Underground star, MC extraordinaire, coming in from Zurich, Switzerland. Watch for that anthology, y'all. All of the latest and previous works from the 90s. Let's go. The Boom Bap. Let's go. Philip Boone is up in the spot. He's Pop Bam Woods, Philly in the building. Lovely lady. What up? We see you. Mrs. Reels is still up. God damn it. Mrs. Reels is in the building. We see you. Cool KK. God damn it. The chef is in the building. Okay. We see you. Yeah. Yeah. Who else up in here? Sean Jenkins, what up? Think for yourself. What up? Burklow, we see you. Frankie. Frankie, yeah, we see you. Frankie Fizz, East New York, finest. Peace, Lord. Yes, we gonna get to one of those. Man, I'm gonna get to a filming. Yeah, I'm gonna get to a filming. Yeah. And make sure y'all go cop that YouTube series, y'all. Frankie Fizz on the directorial debut. Yeah, let's go. Mark Milliner, God damn it. Yeah, we see you. CDP, hold on, damn, boy, the chat just jumped up on me. CDP, what up? GB, what up? Stephen Gill, what up? Neve Buck, Philly in the building, what up? Nehemiah in the building, yeah, Philly deep, y'all. Bionic Prince is in the building, Ken Williams, what up? We see you, Molly, we see you, hey, Ghoster. We see you, what up? Bernie, what up, Bernie? Yeah. Damn, Philly, where's Philly? God damn it. 215, what up, Phil? Man, Philly be deep in class. I can't mess with Philly. See, Blaze, snipers in the building. Damn it, it's 10:35. It's 10:35. Where we going, y'all? Where we going? You know everything gets tied in. Everything gets tied in. So before we even get to, because black women, y'all in on almost everything tonight. So we're gonna pause. We're gonna put y'all and store y'all out for a minute tonight. Yeah, we're gonna store y'all out for a minute tonight because almost everything has to do with y'all. So we're gonna start with the chubby one. Chubby old said, old fake ass king of comedy. Oh, Mr. 1-2 step. Yeah, we're going to start with old Ced. I don't know why he playing, but he playing a dangerous game. Boy, I don't know who sent you, Ced, but don't you become the 2025 Al Sharpton. Don't do it. Stay in your lane, Mr. Entertainer. Stay in your lane, Mr. Entertainer. Rock City Mall. You got a 55. I don't care if you're on time or not. Nigga, you ain't been to class in about 80 weeks. You up in here. Yeah, stay in your lane. Stay in your lane, Cedric. You want to make jokey jokes. You want to support people all of a sudden. I hope you was just capping. Yeah, Ced, I hope you was capping. Cedric the Entertainer went on his IG page, and because he was in a mood or in a way, or somebody whispered in his ear, he decided, instead of doing an impersonation, he decided to act as if he was going to really go all out and support Burkina Faso and his great leader, Captain Ibrahim, by dressing with a bandana and trying to look serious. Sad. And he's pledging support, and it's a good thing, and we all need to be behind this. Sad. Cut your bullshit out. Use a jokey joke, man. You tell jokes. You tell jokes. You ain't been at a protest, never. I ain't seen you at a protest ever. How you gonna go from jokey joke, the neighborhood, best friend with an old fake couple, to supporting what has to be the most radical young leader that we've seen in decades? You serious? You serious, Ced? I'm trying to figure. Have y'all seen Ced in Africa? Ever? With all the bread that he's accumulated over the years, y'all ever seen him take a trip over there? If I'm wrong, correct me. If I'm wrong, correct me. Y'all ever seen him on a safari? Y'all ever seen him taking pictures near the pyramid? You know, y'all ever seen him on tour with Skip Gates, with Henry Louis Gates, or on tour with anybody? Y'all ever seen Sid on the continent or even talking about the continent at all? I'm saying, if I'm wrong, check. Yo, let me know. I never saw it. I never saw it. I mean, I seen him do his best rerun impersonation and all that shit, pop locking and doing the robot and all that shit. I've never heard him say anything political. Nothing. Never seen him go against the grain. Nothing. Matter of fact, he sits tight with Steve Harvey. Even in the face of Cat Williams speaking his truth and letting it be known how foul Steve is. And other comedians said right there rocking right with him. I didn't hear him speak about the writer's strike in Hollywood. Nothing whatsoever. What's up, Said? Now you standing with Captain Ibrahim. You sure you want to do that, Said? In this political climate? You sure you want to sit there and leave that post up on IG? You would have read Beret. First of all, you out of all pocket by putting a beret on your head. Like you an Army Ranger. Like you bout it like that. Like you can really, really handle yourself if you was on the front line when the war started. You really think you built like that? Said you could walk 5 miles with a rucksack on your back with 1 canteen of water? Are you ready to do that? Nah, I don't think so. I don't think so. But again, people are still taking these statements and this political climate as a joke. Right? They like to play. They like to cap for attention. This is what I don't know why he went that route though. He could have did anything other than that. I'm serious. I'm trying to figure out, where's Said from? Ain't he from St. Louis? Some shit like that? Where he from? I don't think he from Kansas City. That's where Eddie Griffith is from, if I'm not mistaken. Said is from where? I think Said is from St. Louis or some shit. Yeah, St. Louis, right? Yeah, St. Louis is terrible right now. Terrible. Crime, gangs, all that. Has Said ever been out there with the gang members? Has he put a program in place in St. Louis? Anything of significance out there, let me know. Because you're not going to go from one extreme to the next and have people really believe that. Like, we serious right now? You going from jokey joke to extra radical? Somebody who the West is deeming an enemy or already. Somebody who's run the French up out of their country and encourage others to do the same. You really supporting this, Said? Or somebody sent you over there to make that little statement. Nah. Not the man who clowned Rosa Parks. Jesse Jackson. Not that man. Nah, said we ain't forget. We ain't forget. Let's get to the notes, damn it. Nah, we gotta get to the notes. You know where we coming from. Let's go. From an article in 2002. This is how far back the bullshit go with said when it comes to politics, civil rights, okay? Demonstration and protesting. Come on, let's get to it. By almost any measure, the movie Barbershop is a Cinderella success story for Hollywood's Black creative community. Written, produced, and directed by African Americans and featuring a cast of popular Black entertainers, it's also been the #1 movie in America for 2 weekends running. Yet, instead of being a cause for celebration, Barbershop has touched off a furor among some of the nation's Black leaders over the movie's less than reverent references to civil rights figures Rosa Parks, Martin Luther King Jr., and Jesse Messy Jackson. All right? Vet, what up, Vet? Right? This was 2002. Do you get it? Let's go. While Hollywood is often accused of political incorrectness and racial insensitivity, the commercial and critical success of this film, due in large part to Black moviegoers, makes this lighthearted comedy an unusual target for the uproar in Black media outlets and radio stations. Although the film is shaping up as one of the most successful movies with a strong African theme, leaders such as Jackson, the Reverend Al Sharpton, and members of Parks and King's families are incensed over one scene that pokes fun at Parks, King, and Jackson. They have called for a public apology from the filmmakers and demanded that MGM remove the scene from its eventual home video release. Sharpton has gone so far as to threaten a boycott of the film if MGM does not reply to their request by Friday. So the political people came out to press the Black creatives for an apology because they feel or felt as though at the time, and this was 2002, I wasn't even in the town yet. That's how far back Cedric go with his bullshit. Okay, listen now. The Black politicians and activists came out because they were disrespectful to Messy Jesse and Rosa Parks. Do you get it? Huh? Check this out. MGM Vice Chairman and Chief Operating Officer Chris McGurk said he was blindsided by the criticism considering the film has a positive message and has been embraced by African American audiences. Do you see how they separate? You see the divide and rule? You see the bullshit that comes when these pale, palm-colored folk put some bread up behind some niggers that they got in the creative space and what it does to us as an audience, as intellectuals, as people in general. The divide and rule using Hollywood. This is wicked. Not only is Hollywood in on it, but the fake ass activists and the rats and the agents of destruction all playing a role in trying to emotionally trigger a response from those of us who are just watching. You get it? They're all in on a different play. Right? This is wicked. He continued. He said the studio would not issue an apology and would not censor the movie. So regardless of what we felt, regardless of what the fake ass activists Sharpton and Jesse felt, regardless of if the writers and the actors wanted to apologize, this old face said, hell no. We ain't going to apologize and we ain't going to censor it as a studio because they've consistently disrespected our history, our legacy, and our people consistent. So they not changing it. Right? Just like Norman Lear did on Good Times and Sanford and Son and the Jeffersons. They not he not changing shit. However you feel. I'm getting this money. But this is a controversy that said, said he, right? Huh? Oh, Honey Bump and all that shit. You know, he caused this shit. The film's producers, George Tillman Jr. and Bob Tito, and director Tim Story declined interview requests. Tillman, Tito, Story, and writer Don Scott, however, did send an apologetic letter to Sharpton on Monday saying they in no way meant to belittle any of the contributions made by these fine individuals and your organization to our community and society as a whole. So they stepped up. In the letter, they say they will send letters to Miss Parks, to Reverend Jackson, and to the King family. Okay? So now that's the director, the producer, okay, and the writer. They said they were sending apology letters. Hollywood said, fuck that, we not sending shit. Jackson, who has not seen the movie but read a version of the script, contended there will be certain historical figures who should never be disrespected. Which can go either way. Because regardless of what anybody speaks or thinks, T-47 is a historical figure. And they going to disrespect his ass from now until the day he transitions and 30, 40 years after. If y'all consider Sharpton a historical figure, we going to disrespect his monkey ass too. And Jesse, you too. You too. You played a role in history, especially civil rights. Yeah. And you too are going to be disrespected because history is going to let the truth come out. And people that's coming after us is going to look at y'all like y'all crazy. However, let's stick to this, okay? Reverend Jackson said you would not make Golda Meir the butt of a joke. It's scary territory, said Jackson in a telephone interview. While we support these actors, we still must have some line of dignity that is non-negotiable. And is true in some instances. Okay? It's true. Some people get tight. They feel a way, they feel triggered when you make a joke about something or someone they feel dear about. And we can't stop that. It is what it is. Unless we organize effectively and put in some real work. Let's continue. Jackson, who has been outspoken about the low numbers of blacks represented in movies and TV, infuriated many in Hollywood with his protest outside the 1995 Oscars. Many African American filmmakers at the time said protests were not the way to get Hollywood to make more movies about and starring blacks. Even ceremony host Whoopi Goldberg made a point of criticizing Jackson. This is how, see how split they are? This is the bullshit that most woke folks stay away from. Stay clear away from, because look, Messy Jesse, you would think that he was the epitome, okay, of institutional blacks. You would think that, but even Whoopi, because she's connected to who? To the Bagelmeisters and the bankers in Hollywood, especially through Goldberg. She had adopted that name. This black ass woman made it a point to say, "We ain't with you, Jesse. Leave Hollywood alone." See how there's no unity among those folk? They can't get it together because the bag always precedes them. That's what rules, that bag. Okay? Barbershop, which stars Ice Cube and Cedric the Entertainer, has grossed about $40 million and has hit a chord among all age groups. It has begun to cross over to a broader audience, although as of last week, 60% of the audience was still African American. Okay, and that's when it was released and still gaining. It was doing numbers. Some black creative community expressed outrage at the campaign against the film. You see? So we blacks can't get it right. Do you stand tall for something, or do you allow people to get money just because and in spite of whatever they do? As long as they get into the bag, we supposed to ignore it and let it go. This is the mix-up. See, this is when you're not on code. And this was back in 2002. But why now, Bliz? Why you say? Because Cedric is the one. This shit right here. This is Ceddy. This is there. Right? This is Mr. Poplock, who says now that he is in the ultimate support of Captain Ibrahim. Come on now. He had on the red beret. So was he capping? Was he clowning? Was he serious? Let's go. Why are we knocking our own success? Said producer Walter Latham, the creator behind the original Kings of Comedy tour and film that featured Cedric the Entertainer and other top black comedians. Okay? I cannot believe that finally there is this success at the box office. There is forward momentum, And the negativity is coming from the same people who are always saying we need more blacks in TV, more blacks in the movies. There's got to be a better way to criticize people. Right? So just because they said that there should be more blacks in TV and more blacks in the movies, that don't mean they want y'all to step and fetch. That don't mean they want y'all to be ignorant as hell. That doesn't mean that. Right? And we've been had success. You saying that 2002, you saying that Barbershop is one of the most, I bullshit, no it ain't. No it ain't. There's been success at the box office. Coming to America did numbers with an all-black cast. Way before Barbershop, so did Harlem Nights. Shit, check the timeline on Life. When did Life come out? So, stop the cat, Mr. Lathan. Okay? But let's continue. Latham added that the controversy will hurt other black filmmakers because studios would be reluctant to get involved with urban material. In other words, he's saying, if y'all protest, nigga, the bagel mices is not going to come out their pockets and fund us. So he was playing a little victimized bitch role and saying, yo, y'all need to chill with all that. All this controversy about said, right? Black, this is what he said now, because of this success, I and other producers could have set up movies like this. This movie has made a huge impact, but now we've taken a step backward. So he called the protest, he called people check and said a step back. You see, friend Steven trying to protect some bullshit. The brouhaha over Barbershop involves one 2-minute scene played by Cedric, the entertainer. In jabs, right, in digs at Rosa Parks, Martin Luther King, and Jesse Jackson, Cedric's character Eddie declares Rosa Parks ain't do nothing but sit her ass down. Despite protests from others in the barbershop, he goes on to describe King in less than flattering terms, and when one person brings up Jackson, he retorts with profanity. But these remarks are part of a larger, biting monologue where Cedric's character takes swipes at numerous other controversial figures in the black community, including Rodney King and O.J. Simpson. So they just had him wilding out in this movie, in this little 2-minute scene. However, with all that going on, Cedric never apologized to anybody. Never. To none of their families, to none of the fans. He stood tall on the square. He never apologized. And at that time, that was a hot topic. As you can see, you had those who were behind the money and the real creativity of it in an uproar. You had some fans not even going through to see it because of that. And he never apologized. That's how anti-political he is. So why are you fronting right now with a cap? Why are you talking about you supporting Captain Ibrahim like you know about this class, like you be in this class? People who supported him from the rip. People who supported him, Julius Malina, okay, on a regular basis. Nah, said, you bullshit. You really want to support? You really think that you support this man? Let's go. Since taking power in 2022, Traoré has not only stabilized Burkina Faso's political environment, but has also achieved remarkable economic milestones, including paying off the country's bilateral debt and accelerating development at a pace that has stunned observers. In a region where democratic governments have often been synonymous with stagnation and dependency, Traore's assertive leadership offers a stark and for many inspiring contrast. Something that the old phase can't stand. Something that has an old phase talking about running up in there. Recent attempts to overthrow him, and he's had several dozen assassination attempts. Man, this year alone, let's go. Cedric, you standing by him. We're going to blow it up. We're going to keep it on our pages. We're going to share that post, said. Okay? And in sharing it, we're going to tag Hollywood studios, Hollywood executives. We're going to make sure that they know that you standing tall with us, said. Yeah. Recent attempts to overthrow Captain Ibrahim have only deepened his support, both at home and across Africa. His regime has become the face of a growing rejection of Western influence and failed post-colonial governance models. Said he rejects everything that you stand for, said. I've seen you on many a Labor Day and many a Veterans Day, said. Red, white, and blue out. This man said is against Western influence. So stop hummer stunting, said, because we're going to blow you up. We're going to make sure everybody knows that you claiming you with us, said, that you woke. Okay? Burkina Faso, alongside Mali and Niger, now forms the alliance of Sahel states, an emerging bloc determined to chart its own course, free from the dictates of Paris, Washington, or even Abuja. Said, your ass better be 1,000, because we gonna hold you to the fire on this, Mr. Entertainer. That means your ass about to fund the war effort. You about to find small little spaces like mine and support and make sure we have what we need as far as feeding the communities with information and foods. You said, yeah, we coming. I'm asking all y'all, what's 85 in the building? It's light for a Sunday. 85 tonight? I'm asking all y'all to take the link to this class and DM Mr. Entertainer. Because he did it on his IG, DM him. I'm going to do it. Yeah. Put that shit right in his DM. Because said is woke. He woke now. That's what he's saying. So Cedric playing games and might get clapped. Finished that part of class tonight, y'all. Yes, we did. Okay, who's next? Next, we got a story that's disturbing, but hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. I would get into the clapping of the NFL player in our boroughs last night, early this morning. But since Citizen App was hiding it, Broadcast news didn't put nothing about. I'm surprised. An NFL player gets clapped and he's on critical. So I may have to do that tomorrow. But Marshy hit me with that early this morning. But no information was rolling in. They was trying to hide it. But homie was at a club or something and got clapped. Keep telling y'all. I keep telling y'all the streets don't give. Y'all big ass NFL players and basketball ballers and right. Y'all keep playing games. Keep it up. Keep it up. Your ass supposed to been at practice somewhere or at a telly or somewhere. I keep playing with these clubs. So we're not going to do that. But there's a disturbing case out of Baton Rouge that everybody is kind of up in arms about because once again, it's an old fae. And once again, he unalived a black woman. But when I was doing the research on who she is, this chick, and we don't victim shame, but this chick here didn't represent herself as black. She was very mixy. And again, I'm not going to allow skin tone and shade to determine how we should feel because she didn't manifest herself as such. Not saying that because of that reason, we shouldn't show empathy, okay? But I'm not jacking that. Keep telling you, people put themselves in some very compromising positions and unapologetically. This is the third time this year that I done researched somebody who was unalived by an Ofe, and they was Ofe lovers. Okay? Let's go on. Baton Rouge. A man suspected of stabbing a woman to her unalivement before setting himself on fire early Thursday morning has passed as a result of his injuries. Baton Rouge Police Department says Stephen Heinrich Jr. fatally stabbed 23-year-old Stacy Charles at the 12,000 block of Old Hammond Highway before getting in the vehicle, causing a head-on collision, and lighting himself on fire after that crash. Police confirmed he passed as a result of those injuries on Friday. Now, she was only 23. And I keep telling you about these young people, especially these young women, 23, and I'm looking, I'm like, damn, my daughter's gonna be 21. And I make every attempt to educate her in a space where you're not caught up in this weird shit. See, there's a world that we have to understand that these young folks live in that is not a concrete reality. And we cannot change that. We didn't come from that. I came from black and white TVs. The color TVs. Yeah, we had both in our house. We had a black and white and we had a color TV. No remote controls. Damn it, if the goddamn knob broke, we used the pliers. We had hangers and all that shit. I come from before cable TV. And that shit may sound weird to some people. You understand? And it wasn't that long ago. These kids now, most of them grew up with the technology in their palm. They know nothing outside, okay? Nothing outside of social media and the internet, especially if they are not nurtured. Yeah, aluminum foil on the hanger. You got that right. You understand what I'm saying? So in that, we have to have patience, and we have to really communicate, because it's easy for them to get swept up in it. Now at 23, right? Again, I don't know what is going on out of town, though I frequent the Carolinas and VA. I'm not living there. I'm not in the pocket. So I have minimal understanding of why our people, our young women, go outside to seek affection. That shit is very weird. That's another phenomenon I didn't grow up in. I didn't grow up watching. I didn't, especially in NYC. You wasn't seeing that when we came up. It wasn't none of that shit. White girls wouldn't even speak to you if y'all were in close proximity. And East New York is the closest. We on the border of Canarsie. We on the border of Queens. Some of our schools have race riots. Shit, Franklin Clay Lane, the zone school for Cypress Hills Project, for pink houses and everything on that side of the boulevard, had race riots on a regular. So we didn't come up with that. That shit is like, what are you doing? However, in the South, and I've been educated on it, Midwest, they deal with these old fays like that. Which is why it is so difficult to get our people on code. Because they still don't believe that these animals, these brutes, these demons will flip on them at any given time. So for 23-year-old, the other girl was 19 when she met that old fay on a date. And he underlined, I'm like, what type of melanated women, young women, what type of education are they getting? What type of nurturing are they getting? So that leads me to believe that they weren't that black inside. And that they grew up on this social media shit where everything is meshed. You dig? And when it's meshed, this is weird. So now, you in a situation like this. Baton Rouge also said, Baton Rouge Police, Mark Miller, much appreciation for the super chat. Bliz, you notice in movies how they always portray the black conscious person as being a sucker or crazy person. I'll never forgive Said or Ice Cube for portraying the Panthers as insane people. Yeah, I do. Listen, I was tight with Martin. And we know Martin is funny as hell. He had the black militant soul fool. That son is out there trying to paint the snow black and all. Yeah, key. Yeah, but now when people are in that space of true militancy and they are camoed down, they are fatigued out, people look at you as a clown because they don't watch Martin and them. Man, that goes all the way around the board. Black comedians consistently use conscious folk as the butt of their jokes. Wayans did it on In Living Color. Anytime they portray somebody in prison or Farrakhan, they consistently do that. That's a constant. It's funny to the point of now where it's so hard for us to get our footing, to be in the front because of the image that you get. Because we're the butt of the joke all the time. To where the slang became hotep nigga, or that's a hotep. You took a word that was strong and powerful and you allow these stupid ass so-called bad bitches to create a space where people are looking at you in all of your knowledge of self and being dismissive of it. That's a very dangerous space to be in. So I get it. This is why a 23-year-old end up in this situation, right? A 23-year-old melanated woman in this situation. Baton Rouge PD also said that on November 5th, Charles contacted police about a battery that resulted in Heinrich's arrest. So he had already put hands on her. He posted a $2,500 bail for battery of a dating partner and was served with a protective order within 24 hours of arrest. Okay, so he already put hands on her. Okay. Officers originally responded to the stabbing around 2 a.m. Thursday. They found Charles on the ground in a parking lot, bleeding from multiple large stab wounds. Early reports from police said that Heinrich arrived at Charles's residence and began ramming his vehicle into hers. He then exited his vehicle, forcibly pulled Charles out of hers, and hit her up repeatedly. He fled the area, intentionally entering an oncoming lane of traffic and colliding head-on with another vehicle while still seated in his vehicle. He lit himself on fire. Baton Rouge police were the first contacted by Charles on November 5th. Let's keep that in mind. When she reported being beaten by him. He was arrested, he posted bail, and was served an order of protection. Now, people were triggered. They was pushing this shit all through TikTok, Instagram, yo, black woman, yo, black woman, yo, black woman. Hold on. I went to her page. See, I'm consistent on Twitter. And I would, appreciate more followers on Twitter so we could beef that up because, Twitter is uncensored. So this way I could go live on Twitter, stuff like that, get more of a presence on there because that seems to be right there, instant info. So I checked her page. I checked all the people who were tweeting about what took place with this, and she wasn't manifesting herself in a space of a black woman, of a young black girl. One of her posts. I'm saying this is her post. I would love to live like a white person in New Orleans. They make the city look so not dirty. This is how she talk. There was several posts of her talking about bring me a white boy, bring me a white man. I need to love on a white man. This was consistent in the mix of her posting a lot about white Hollywood and things that had nothing to do with us as a people or consciousness. None. So I'm saying, what's the outcry for? What is, look, them bullshit, that's her page. You could do the research on it, that's her page. And it was consistent. All the time, consistency. And I'm like, well, 23 years old, you living in a different space. It's like, what are we doing? For real, what are we doing when we sit and say, yo, hold up, yo, hold up. This is a black woman. We need to rally. We need to post. We need to share. Nah, I put quotation mark, like, is this this is a so-called black woman. This is a melanated person. But their consciousness and how they manifest themselves through life wouldn't warrant that. She was very disparaging in certain posts when it comes to black men or black people, period. And I'm trying to figure out why. Why? At 23 years old, what was your trauma? Well, how was you nurtured or unnurtured or educated when it came to our people? What were you doing? Who were you living around that you got so much negativity, so much animosity, and such a lack of love of our people that you run around and you want to lay up and date these at 23? This is where we at with it. But because of the look, because of this, the features, because of the outside, it's like, come on, this is what people run to. And I keep telling y'all, you got some black women, these bitches are demons. They're straight up. They don't mean you no love because in their psyche, in their mind is something totally different. They have a vision of what of what God is, and we're gonna get into that because that is very, very important and key to a lot of the other discussions that we're getting into tonight. Real briefly, they have an image where they will never love a black man ever. So black men have to be more in tune with that fact. Like, hold up, yo. We got to put the brakes on this thing here. Like, what are we doing? For real, for real. What are we doing when we support not only them, but black men who do the same thing? There's a manifestation. There's an idea in their head that says, yo, hold up. Hold up. What are we doing when we going to include everybody in this mix? People who would never ever include us. That's what being on code is. That is how we determine how to move, when to move, who we move for, and who we move with. Because if it doesn't, it can snatch us back steps after steps after steps after steps. That is the dangerous part. That is how you get infiltrated. That is how you get ratted on. That is how agents come in there and undermine what we got going on. That shit is like, yo, hold on, wait. We got to put the brakes on. It's like things that Garvey never knew. Marcus Garvey never knew that the people that he put in charge of him was undermining him, robbing him, making terrible deals, and making sure that his plans, that the mission wouldn't go further. That was his own people who he believed because they were like this, that they wouldn't do him like that. So when we looking at this and y'all keep posting it, whoa, another old fade took a sister life. Nah, this sister didn't manifest that. This black woman wasn't that. She wasn't that. But you get caught up in it. You get caught up in it. And believing as such. You dig? So nah, we skipping that. We skipping that. You understand? Now, let's get to it. Yeah, let's get to it because I'm on my Glenn Close tonight. Yeah, I know she an old fae. But man, I seen that movie. That movie, right, still burns in my head. Yeah. Yeah. Tell me that movie, y'all. Tell me that movie, y'all. Give me the title I'm talking about with Glenn Close and Michael Douglas, right? What is the name of that movie, boy? Because she did a damn thing. She did a damn thing. Put that damn rabbit in the pot. Huh? What's that, C Blades? Put that damn rabbit in the pot. Snapped, didn't she? And what was that main line? She said, huh? I won't be ignored. No, I won't be ignored. Yeah. Huh? Huh? I won't be ignored. That's when she wigged out. Right? Yeah. I don't know why many of Black America, many YouTube spaces, many Instagram spaces. What? I don't know why Black folk trying to ignore this email. I haven't seen commentary on it yet. I won't be ignored. T47, you got to come to class. They said you was doming Billy Jeff. Yes, they did. Yes, they did. Now, I'm trying to figure out because white folk trying to ignore it. I've seen articles where they try to just skim all over that. But if this email is official, and this is what it says, and this is what's going around, if this wasn't doctored, I'm trying to figure this out. I won't be ignored. Y'all got to come to class. From Jeffrey E. Sent Wednesday, March 21st, 2018 at 10:43 a.m. to his brother, Mark L. Epstein. Subject, hey, you mean Donnie T. That's 47. Mark says, you and your boy Donnie can make a remake of the movie. And I thought I had, you know, and the movie they was talking about was, you know, they try to blank it out, but the movie was Get Hard with Kevin Hart when his ass was teaching Will Ferrell about going to jail. Okay? Mark on Wednesday, March 21st, 2018 at 4:32 a.m. Ask him if Putin has the photos of Trump doming Bubba. Now I said, hold on, wait a minute. Wait a minute. What? I'm not ignoring. You can't just ignore that. You can't now. We're not ignoring that. Ask Putin, and when we go back to the first, when he was 45, they were saying that possibly when they was talking that shit, Putin better not do this, he better not run up here, he better not do that. And he was saying, man, listen. Remember all that talk about Russia's playing with the election and they the ones that's going to mess with the voting boxes and technology and all that. And they had 45 in a compromising space because old Putin had compromising photos and all that. And then what? 45 win the election. He get in his seat. Nobody's speaking about it no more. Putin does his thing. He runs up in Ukraine and all this other shit. They ignored it. They focused on Iran and all this shit. And I'm like, hold on. Hold on. Where's these compromising pictures? And all this other shit. Now here's the email. And everybody trying to ignore it. I'm trying to figure it out. They said, hold, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Said this man was doing what? To who? Former president. Come on, yo. We not ignoring that, because that would put every conscious man in a space of saying, I told y'all so. That they are unfit to govern and rule. They are unfit to do the things that they do. So that would make any coon, any rat, any agent, any deal maker, any politician that sit with them a complete enemy to our people. Like, what are you doing? These presidents is doming each other off? And y'all still sitting there talking about a democracy and voting and proper ways to do things and Robert's rules of order and all this other shit and frats and Freemasonry and all this other weird shit? You serious? Y'all still got them in charge? I won't be ignored. Somebody gotta let us. Is this true? Is this true? Is 47 down with now later and Skittles? Come on, son. You in your 80s? So when did this supposed to happen? When they were 60? And he was in his 70s? You talking about you a old ass old fay? You an old fay head monster? To another old fate? Like, son, what's good? What's really good? And then, again, black men are not going to speak on it, because then it makes them look like a sucker even more. And you're like, hold on, wait a minute. Because, see, the gods knew. We don't deal with the divine evil. We don't rock with the 10%. We been educated y'all on that. And for that, we get ostracized. How that make you look? That you still allow them to govern? When we said that was going on the slave plantations, that was going on the breeding plantations, that they been doing that George Washington and them is doming each other. That's why they wore them wigs. I told y'all that, how they had to come across the Atlantic and Pacific. They believed that women were bad luck on ships. You can watch any pirate movie, and it would tell you that. You would see it. It's in the script. Bad luck. Women were never on ships. So they had cabin boys. Fuck y'all think they was doing with the cabin boy? Why do you think the captain is the only one that had the cabin boy up in there at night? That was his little biatch. Women couldn't come. They wouldn't let them come with the first settlements because it was dangerous. They didn't know what they was running into when they was hitting the Caribbean islands, when they was first hitting the shores of this land. It wasn't women, it was all men. The hell y'all think they was hitting up? They've been hitting each other up, but you allow them to govern because you won't fight. You won't war. You won't remain militant. So now, black men, y'all gonna look like suckers. Anybody that continuously sit in that space, in that pocket, you's a bitch. Which is why y'all have a tough time talking to the YNs. Y'all have a tough time talking to the 20s and the 25-year-olds that's coming out of, because they don't respect y'all. Because if anything, the youth knows the truth. They got that intuition and they're not fearful. So when they see your bitch ass coming with your shirt and your tie and your nonprofits and your briefcases and your bullshit, imitating pale colored folk, palm colored people, they ain't checking for you. So you can't tell them to stop banging each other out in the street. Because in their heart of hearts, they know that you ain't doing shit but softening them up so they could get to any plantation and work themselves to death. Or you send them into prison, or you lining them up to do some other weird shit. Y'all got this man governing. Y'all got this man starving people out. They not giving people SNAP benefits, and he is on his knees. He giving niggas more fellatio than Pinky? You serious? And y'all ignoring that? Y'all ignoring that? How y'all just glazing over that? That shit is crazy. Where we at with it? You serious? Y'all gonna sit there and not say nothing? ABC, CBS, NBC, CNN, BBC, none of y'all? I'm gonna say, yo, hold on, wait a minute, what? They said he did what, the who? And then what was Clinton doing? What was Clinton doing? Huh? Where we going at with that? What was Clinton doing? Talk to me, man. Because it didn't say he took it. He didn't say he took it. He's saying, ask him if Putin has the photos of Trump, Dome, and Bubba. So what was Bubba doing? Come on, man. But y'all still want to vote, right? Y'all still want to claim political parties, right? Y'all still want to pay taxes. Y'all still want to buy land from O-Phase and still pay taxes on it. Y'all don't want to fund each other. Y'all don't want to build each other armies up. Y'all don't want to do it for each other. Y'all still relying on them. Yeah, all right. Okay. I don't know what's going on. I don't. And shit is weird. Check it out now. Because it get deep. Because they getting ready off this broad. Watch this shit. Employees of a maximum security prison camp in Bryan, Texas. Excuse me. Let me make sure I said that right, okay? Employees of a minimum security prison camp in Bryan, Texas, where convicted child trafficker Ghislaine Maxwell is serving time, have been terminated. One of Maxwell's lawyers said Friday after a whistleblower this week released to a representative alleged correspondence between Maxwell and her lawyer. See, legal work is deemed privileged, okay? It's deemed privileged. You can't do that. And prison officials know that. But somehow, some way, somebody took her legal mail, okay? Somebody took her legal mail, read it, and was doing stuff. Listen. A California-based attorney who has long represented Maxwell said in a statement, the release to the media by this congressman of Mrs. Maxwell's privileged client-attorney email correspondence with me is as improper as it is a denial of justice. The lawyer added that the employees at the prison have been met with appropriate consequences. They have been terminated for improper, unauthorized access to the email system used by the Federal Bureau of Prisons to allow inmates to communicate with the outside world. Okay? Earlier this week, the representative and the top Democrat on the House Judiciary Committee, released what he said was information about Maxwell's life inside the Bryant prison, including special privileges being offered to the late Jeffrey Epstein's right-hand woman that shared, that was shared with Raskin by a whistleblower. So somebody in the prison, right? They're watching her emails, they listening to the calls, they seeing what she's saying to see how she living in there, to see if it's too hard, if it's harsh, if she's trying to, do other things. But you can't do that. You understand? And she's in a minimum. Okay? This how it gets. Now, man. The attorney-client privilege specifically, the judiciary spokeswoman said this disclaimer includes this or similar language. I understand and consent that this provision applies to the electronic messages both to and from my attorney or other legal representative, and that such electronic messages will not be treated as privileged communications, and that I have alternative methods of conducting privileged legal communication. These are things that you sign off on. You think it's a play, Charles? Listen, this sounds like a lineup. I'm telling you, with everything that's going on, our people, yo, it gets so deep that y'all are truly in the matrix and just going along. You're just going along. When you sit back and allow these people to govern, when you sit back and allow them to dictate what you're going to eat, how you're going to eat it, where you're going to live, how you're going to live, and do absolutely nothing about it, man, I don't know how. I don't know. I couldn't. Again, my consciousness, what I know, what I retain, I have to move in that space. I gotta manifest that. If not, that shit would eat me up. You sitting in a space where they telling you that the CEO of the free world, who Ophes deemed powerful, the most important people on the planet, up until this point, this is what they've been doing and saying, is giving brains to the former CEO? These is old men. Regardless of when it happened. We know these niggas in their 50s and 60s. You mean to tell me that that's what, in his mind, this is what he said he's going to do, that he's seen the ex-president who really supposed to be his enemy. He's a staunch Democrat. He's a staunch Republican. He looks at him and says, I'm thinking I'm going to get this dude some brain. This is what he said. This is who tells you your grandmama ain't going to get no health insurance. This is what is allowing. Come on, yo. And again, black women, you have to encourage your men so they could do better, so they could be better, so they could use their brain and think better, because you have to think. These people who really not that intelligent, and we have to pull ourselves together. You dig? Yeah, Bernie, it could be Cap. All they want, Bernie, we get it. We understand it. That they are all together in it. But they ain't got to be that together. He giving that man brain. You see that's how together they is? Huh? And we still allow them to govern? No, I'm saying you have to, because when you ignore it and you just push it as if it wasn't said, no, I won't be ignored. No. He said that. That's in the email. And that's the only, we could imagine. They said it's like 2,000 emails. We could imagine what else was said or what else, because they bullshitting us. The FBI done had this shit for years. If we know right now today that they were monitoring Miles Davis and had all his calls, if they did the same thing to James Baldwin, if they was monitoring Eartha Kitt and Sammy Davis Jr., if they had all this transcripts and photos of Martin Luther King Jr. going hard on some old Faye box. If we know that, and they was following Malcolm and Khaled, they been knew that Trump did this to Billy Jeff. They probably got the, you monitor everything that presidents do. If y'all never read The Dark Side of Camelot, right? The biography of John F. Kennedy, and seeing how he was getting down and how much eyes and surveillance is on him, you don't lose that. There's people, Secret Service agents, that's consistently around Billy Jeff. Hillary Clinton, who was a former Secretary of State, ran for president. They've been in politics the majority of their adult life with Secret Service protection. Eyes, ears, watching, listening. You mean to tell me they didn't know that Trump was getting his damn knees dirty on Billy Jeff? That Trump running around acting like Saker? Come on. I don't believe that. Old ass man. These is old ass freak ass men. Old men. This ain't shit that they was talking about they was doing in their 20s and 30s. It wasn't nowhere around each other like that. You talking about these niggas in their 50s and 60s. Might have been 70 when this happened. They talking about Putin. You serious? And we gonna sit here and still have arguments with fucking clown ass dudes like Roland Martin and all these other bullshit ass dudes that we should be in government, we need to run it, and all this other stupid shit. Get that shit out of here. The nation been saying you got to separate. Malcolm been saying it. That's what I've been raised up on. Ask Roland Martin and what he think about that. Ask him. Ask all these other weirdos y'all talk about the Tamahashi coats and all these. Ask these niggas, man. Stop playing. Yo, what y'all think about that email, man? They said y'all president was on his knees, yo, rocking the mic. What's up? Y'all still think we supposed to register and vote and get out and do all this shit? And they gave y'all a book. Edited and re-edited and rewrote by a freak-ass King James version, and y'all follow that shit. That's why your black woman don't rock with you, because she got an idea of a white God in her head, following these freaks. Let's go. Because 47 is scared to come to class. He won't come to this class. Tell you that right now. Now, yeah, because come on, man. I'm tired of this shit. I'm tired of seeing it. I'm tired of watching it. Tired of being on timelines over and over again. And I'm looking, and I meant to say it like that. I meant to put it just like that. In the thumbnail, in the picture. What is the difference between Scarlett, Clarissa Shields, and Krishan Rock? What is the difference in those three so-called black women? Young black women. The next generation. What is the difference between Scarlett, Clarissa Shields, and Krishan Rock? What is the difference? Answer. There is no difference. Absolutely none. They are the same person. That is the present state of our young black women. Their demeanor, their beliefs, their attitudes, their manifestations. And they get it from the older ones. So when you see Vivica, when you see Lisa Ray, and I compare the pictures, and I say, see? When you running around and chasing these stinking ass boxes, these musty boxes on the gram and in the street. Look at the pictures. Look at the thumbnail. Look at Lisa. Look at Vivica. And then you say, damn, homie. In high school, you was a man, homie. What happened to you? Look at him. That's every woman. Damn near. They shift. They change. I'm dead serious, Mello. I'm not, man, listen. I'm dead serious because men running stupid for these little musty ass broads because you're caught up in an image. And the image of the broad is going to wither. But through mind manipulation and bullshit conversation, they got y'all in a space where y'all think y'all supposed to be doing shit for them. And you're supposed to do shit with them and for them regardless of how they think about you deep down. Because deep down, they love your enemy. They love them old phase. Because that is the image of their God. You can't say nothing different. I know it for an absolute fact because it's been a conditioning. Passed down from generation. You can't ask them to draw you a picture of their God who they believe that you're supposed to be fearing. They can't even draw him. That shit wouldn't look nothing like you. at all. That is their idea of happiness. Not your black ass. So y'all gotta stop that bullshit. Cause an ass is fat cause she's telling you her worth. Her worth ain't shit. Ain't none of them 100% fresh all the time. They get musty. So how the hell they gonna tell you they won't accept a 50-50 when they ain't even 100% right and exact? 80% of them can't pass a post-work sniff test of they stinking ass drawers. So if they can't give you 100%, how dare you crumble and fold? This is what I'm talking about. You can't ask me nothing and I won't stand on my square. Because when you talk to me, when you ask me that, I'm going to tell you. Well, what does God look like to you, Bliz? God look like Frankie Fierce. God looks like Mr. Strictly Game. When I see God, I see them. God looks like my father. God looks like me. These black bitches can't tell you that. They won't dare say that. They will sit and stutter. And in their eyes, you can see the white Jesus. Them bitches won't love you. So how dare you conform and buckle to that? This is a psyop. This is the game that the devil played on you. And he got your women trapped in it. And y'all falling for it every day. Every day. That is why I consistently use them. Look at Vivica. Look at the thumbnail. Look at Vivica. Then and now. Look at Lisa Ray. Then and now. That's what you're going to end up with. That's who they are already. And they're trying to make demands on you. Now, you can do it if you want to. You can be a sucker if you want to. They don't acknowledge you. They can't see you. There's a conditioning that goes on every day, all day, and it's been going on for 1,000 years. Their image has been tainted. And until you recognize and understand that and dismiss these bitches, you're going to be miserable until the day you transition. Because they don't see God in you, and you don't see God in yourself. You fighting an uphill battle, baby. You letting renegade hoes Georgia you like it's okay. And I see it. I watch Pop the Balloon. I see that that's a psyop. You don't see it? Y'all don't recognize it yet? You ain't never see a guard body on there. You never seen a staunch Muslim brother on there. You haven't seen a woke brother on there. And every bitch on there is saying, I need a God-fearing man. If he doesn't bow down to God, I can't deal with him. And that's been a consistent message to those who've been on there, to those who have reappeared on there. but they never do a post. Pop the balloon, where are they now? That's a psyop, man. And everybody that's coming through now, and now they got a mailing list for it. Come on. Because they're working you. These people ain't even FBAs. If y'all want to use that title, they're working you and creating an image of what's supposed to be an ideal person to go with. And you go through all of the questions and answers, and you get to the last. Are you God-fearing? How God-fearing? Are you serious about your spirituality? There ain't about God body up there. So yeah, I stand on my square. They never had that. But it's one of the most popular shows on YouTube. Straight like that. God-fearing. Jesus Christ. And them black bitches' image, their thought, their whole essence of Jesus Christ was the same white one that their great-great-grandmama had in her kitchen. You gotta bow down to that to get this musty-ass box. Bitch, please. You serious? And dudes are folding and stuttering and changing questions, and everybody else is coming through, and it's a pattern. It's a game. It's a game. You don't see conscious and woke nowhere in nothing that is popular, in nothing that is of the masses. That's why I'm sitting here with less than 13,000. Because it's too sharp. It's too consistent. The love I have for my people and my black men specifically is too poignant. It's too poignant. It's right there. That message can't get out. That message can't get out. I'm telling you right now, how dare you? How dare you? That a bitch who don't have no love for you have you bow down to her image of what God is. You don't know these bitches. You don't know them. They good deceivers. Moo, much appreciation. They can't love you. It's impossible. It's impossible because they don't understand themselves. They don't have a knowledge of self. So how could they love you? How? I told y'all in New Jack City, devils ain't got no love. But y'all don't see these black bitches as devils, do you? Because the ass got flesh on it. It's fat. They showing it to you. Why the hell you think every one of them is showing it to you? From the nerves, to the physical fitness check, to the lawyers, to the real estate agents, to the basketball coaches. Why the fuck y'all think they showing all of it? Why? Sabrina Scott, much appreciation for the super chat. Why? Y'all better not love none of these bitches. I'm telling you that shit right now. You better not never bow down to that. You better get them up out of your... If you got one around you, get rid of it. Get rid of it. take the L right now. And the L ain't lost. It's a lesson. I don't never look at that time behind the wall as an L, as a loss. That's a lesson. I'm telling you to cut your lessons now. Get rid of that bitch. Look at her and ask her. And you believe in God? What is your image? When you close your eyes, tell me, what does he look like? Tell me, what does she look like? You better ask it, because it get deep. It get deep. I guarantee you won't ask, you coward ass nigga. I guarantee you won't ask her. Because then you'll find out, oh shit. Yeah, you need to take your lesson now and take them and get up out of there. And get up out of there. Take your L and go. Yeah. Keep telling y'all, I only give y'all 1/3 of what I know on this here. Stop playing with me. Ain't none of them can see me. I don't care who you waste your time with. Nigga, this is class. You get educated in here. Your life shifts. Get that musty bitch up out your bed. She's destroying you. Go get you somebody woke. The earth that could give you a true manifestation of who you are. That broad don't see you as God. If she don't acknowledge someone, you walking with the wrong person. So keep following these, because this is what they turn into. This is what they turn into. Go look at Vivica. Go look at Lisa Ray. Go look at them. Go ahead. Don't be afraid. They were dimes, right? They ain't gonna go look at Pepper. Pepper was a dime, right? Go ahead, look at them. They're gonna tell you, you gotta be a God-fearing man. Not God, body. Not the embodiment of God. You gotta be God-fearing. Keep playing with that psyop shit if you want to. Keep it up. I'll pop they goddamn balloon, all right. I'm telling you, 2025, y'all gotta stop the bullshit or y'all not gonna survive. Everything is right here. Okay? Everything is right here. So all Scarlett, Clarissa Shields, Krishan Rock, JT, Young, this, that, they are is baby Lisa Rays, baby Vivicas, baby Tisha Campbells. They all growing up and gonna look crazy. Baby Lila Rose Jones and all this other, all that shit fades. It fades. Listen, she was right and exact. Listen, it was right and exact. Tretch, yeah, she was right. He didn't have all them surgeries and all that silly shit. She wigged out. Wigged out. That's like faulting Stevie J freak ass for messing with Eve back then. And you young and you moving in that space back then. You not have knowledge of self. You can't determine, you can't predict what these people going to turn into the longer they stay in the business. Eve Jahan Jeffers was raised Muslim. She's with an Ofe playing mommy to grown-ass Ofe stuff because she the only black person in that house. You think any of us would have thought that when she's talking love is blind and what really want? You really think that any of us could have predicted that? No, the longer you stay in there and you manifest and your beliefs shift, that's what happens. You can't fall. Trench was out of that quick. He didn't stay with that. He read it and was gone. You can't, some people you can see it early. You see it. You see Alfonso Ribeiro. You seen that as a kid. He was a corny ass cracker as a kid. Little dancing ass old fake, looking wild and shit. Now look at what he grew up. You can see some of that early. Other people, you don't see it. You don't know. They had Tatiana Ali with the Ali name. You wouldn't have thought she married old face and having seeds by them. Because you don't know that's what they come from. I keep telling y'all that. Y'all don't know these people. But they use them because of skin color. Because they're actors, they're entertainers, and they can act like they hood. They can act in a certain way. And that image blinds. Because that's all you see. And then they're never in the hood. They're never in the community. They don't sit in the community. I keep telling y'all, when you want to know how a celebrity, an athlete, or rapper acts, demand that they sit in the community for 90 days doing community work. They won't do it. They can't do it. It's impossible because deep down, they love Ofe. They love the palm-colored folk. They see that. They want that. They couldn't do it. Okay? That's what they are. Always understand that. Always understand that. Got to. You got to get that in your head. And that's how these women move. So it goes beyond of looking for something that's not attainable. It's not attainable with them. They are conditioned already. They're mentally gone. And when somebody is gone like that, she could never, ever give you what you need in this war. They can't do it. You're going to be miserable. She's not equipped to do it. That's why people struggle the way they do. That's why the black man, when he's not solid, is doing this weirdo shit. Having these discussions with bitches that ain't worth the discussion. They're not intelligent. at all. By no means. But they're allowed that space. You allow them to talk and to over talk and to state and what our philosophy and belief. The fuck out of here. You dig? But y'all, I'm not gonna keep y'all too late. It's Sunday. It's Sunday. But sharpen up, black men. Sharpen up. Sharpen up. I'm telling you, sharpen up. Shift your conversation. Shift your gaze. These ain't bad bitches. They not. They not. These is magicians. Warlocks and shit like that. They're not. Okay? These are not bad bitches at all by any length, regardless of what you think. They hate you. They don't know how to love you. They don't love themselves. They have an image of a white God buried deep. And if you don't question them, you're not gonna know. Because you're so busy trying to fit in, trying to get at them, and not allowing them to get at you. Let these bitches starve. You a God cipher divine, heterosexual black male who knows who the true and living God is, who knows how to treat a queen, who is not a lush, who is not a custody, who does not beat on her. Do you know the world is waiting for you, that any woman on this planet is waiting for you, and you online or in the streets trying to get at these musty motherfuckers who are up here? You don't know the traumas that they have. Nigga, some of these people been through hell and back in their cribs. They don't put that in, they don't say that to you. Well, I'm in counseling. I've been through counseling because my uncle used to touch on me. Well, you know, I've been through counseling because I was traumatized because I had a learning impediment. They don't lead with none of that shit. But you so thirsty to walk with an image on your arm that she ain't got to say none of that shit. All she got to do is front and hummer stunt and put on a kit. What you gonna do for me? What you gonna do to get some of this? But I can't tell you nothing. I just, man, listen, I know. I've seen them at their worst. God damn, I'm from East New York. We ain't put tracks out there for nothing. Trust and believe. Trust and believe. I know how they move. Cut your losses now. If you have knowledge of self, if you are woke and conscious, you have to have somebody that's of your match, or you're going to suffer. Because they not pulling up out of that shit. They not. They believe in it wholeheartedly. You are not the image of their happiness. You can't make them happy. You can't. They stuck. And on that note, I got the breeze. It's almost 12:30. I'm not going to keep y'all late. Y'all got to work in the morning. And the war effort be short. I ain't going to front. I'm not going to be up here like that all night, all night. Listen, all peace and power and much appreciation to my classroom assistants who always hold me down. Always hold me down. Much appreciation to y'all. And much appreciation to those who funded the war effort. Much appreciation to those who return, who listen, who come to class on a regular basis and share the class. Much appreciation. If you got anything that you're working on, put it in the comments. Put it in the community. We got to build each other up. I don't care what it is. I don't care if you're selling candles. I don't care if you're goddamn selling your own toothpick, your t-shirt, if you made some damn new now, if you got your own DAX and you put it in the community, put it in the chat. We got to build each other up. You understand? If you got some merch, send it so I could wear it, so we could big it up. Put it all out in the universe and all that shit. Yeah. Okay. That's what you do. Get home safe. Don't believe in me. Believe in my belief in you. And guard your mind. Guard your mind. Man, guard your mind. They coming for it. They coming for it. If you do for a session, you up on there, get your sessions in. It's the only way it works. Consistent sessions. Peace to everybody. You got a shirt for me? All right. I'll be in the East tomorrow. You dig? Do I have any shoes? Yeah, I got some shoes. I ain't got them in here in this room, but I got some shoes. My shoes is dynamic, man. You see my shoes. My shoes is multicolored, goddamn cracker gators with the belt to match. Yeah. Them shoes cost me $5.50. Yeah. All right, I got some shoes, yeah. And they done put foot in a lot of asses. Yes. God damn it. Shout out to Charlie Lemon, one of Memphis, Tennessee finest. International. You dig? You see my blue shoes? Yeah, I know you did, damn it. Yeah. Okay? That's what we talking about. All right? So y'all do what y'all do. We'll see y'all tomorrow. And 55, gang. Get y'all grades up.